Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. We have a very exciting announcement coming from Hillcrest High School at around 9:30 this morning. It is the lineup of speakers and performers who will be taking part in the 2013 We Day, the first ever here in Ottawa-Gatineau. It is a pleasure to introduce my guest now. It is the co-founder of Free the Children and also the co-founder of We Day, Meet Away, a little bit of everything with your brother Mark, Craig Kielburger. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So we've got a lot to convey to people in a very short amount of time, so we'll do our best to summarize it as best we can. Let's jump back to 1995 when Free the Children all began. You were 12 years old. You begged your parents to let you go overseas to Asia by yourself with no one other than a 25-year-old chaperone who was from Bangladesh.
Yes.
After about 8 months raising half the funds yourself, they finally let you go.
Yes.
Do you think that Free the Children and ultimately We Day would be where it is today had you not experienced that firsthand?
That was the trip that changed my life. I read a story about child slavery when I was 12. Set off on that journey to learn more, and that's when Free the Children, as the idea about kids wanting to get involved, really started to grow. We got letters and emails and piles of contact information from kids all around the world who said they wanted to make a difference too. And really that's also where We Day came from, that idea that when kids come together, they can accomplish anything.
Right.
And that often young people are looking for that experience and looking for that opportunity.
And why did you decide to create the formula for We Day that you did, a large venue with speakers and performers, and instead of charging money for tickets, rewarding kids with a ticket for their volunteer service?
We Day is what we wished we had when we were 12. The answer to the question that so often young people ask, I'm only one person, what difference can I make? When you step into a stadium, so We Day you'll have thousands of students here, but that's part of 160,000 this year who will attend in 11 venues across Canada and the United States. So you realize you're not alone. You're part of a movement that is now the single largest cause on Facebook in the world. You've got this incredible number of students who care. We Day we designed to show that changing the world is possible, and even, dare I say it, cool for kids.
And why did you finally, I mean, although I think this question maybe answers itself, why did you finally want to include Ottawa and Gatineau as one of the 11 destinations?
We have been trying to get the support, and thanks to our amazing supporters from RBC and TELUS, they stepped up. They said they'd make this viable, not just We Day, but the amazing part is We Day is the tip of an iceberg. So since September, schools across the Ottawa-Gatineau region, about 150 have been earning their way into We Day. So that means weekly curricular resources with kids and having conversations on character education and looking at volunteerism and amazing actions like We Scare Hunger, where kids have trick-or-treated and not asked for candy, but for food, for local food banks. Or We Create Change on a global issue where Ottawa kids collected 1 million pennies for clean water around the world, and that all led to the tickets being issued. So We Day, you can support any cause in your organization as long as it's one local and one global action. So those kids at the end of their academic year now have this celebration. Similar to how we've got the Grey Cup for sports or we've got the Junos for music, we wanted something that defines on a national level what means to serve and to give back. And so we have kids not only from the Ottawa-Gatineau region coming in, but from truly across Canada for a national celebration.
Craig, before we go, and I know this is impossible to answer in 45 seconds, but where does your passion come from? Is that something that your parents instilled in you? Or, I mean, how does that happen?
Step out on the stage. So April 29th, join us at We Day. If we can get you out of those and you'll bring flats and do the We Day dance with all those kids, thousands of kids together, I promise you will leave vibrating with passion and energy because you look out at all these young people who did millions of volunteer hours of service, who raised tens of millions of dollars for different causes, and you see their passion and excitement at volunteerism, at changing the world. You walk out of there and you, as an adult, you'll feel inspired to make a difference every day. That's where the passion comes from.
Craig, thank you for the chat. I'm sorry it's so brief. We look forward to the announcement at 9:30 of who will be gracing us with their present for this year's We Day here in Ottawa. That's coming up at about 9:30, eh?
Absolutely.